for the Titan FC Featherweight Championship, scheduled for 5 rounds and brought to you by It's a 10 Hair Care. And now, for those in attendance here at the Extreme Action Park in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and for those watching on UFC Fight Pass, get up and let's get loud! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this man walks in with a record of 10 wins, 4 losses. He's an expert in Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, weighed in 145 pounds. Fighting out of Tatuapé, Sao Paulo, Brazil, the challenger, Ariston Franca. And across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, this man walks in undefeated, 12 wins, no losses. He's a freestyle fighter, weighed in 144.8 pounds, fighting out of Miami, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you your Titan FC Featherweight Champion, Jason the Specimen Soares. And when the action begins, your referee, Russ Greenberg.
Okay, guys, remember the rules backstage. Let's have a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Good luck. Come out fighting.
Fighter breakdown for Franca. I think he needs to control the tempo. He's got to control the tempo, and if he's able to do that, coming in on short notice, he has a very, very good chance to be able to spoil the show for Jason Soares. And for Soares, he's got to mix it up. He's very, very dangerous on the ground. Mix it up with your striking, level changes, get the takedown and get the fight down to the mat, and look for a submission finish.
That breakdown brought to you by 50 States Vodka. There you see on the bottom right-hand side of your screen the Specimen in the black Titan FC trunks, and at the top of your screen, Ariston Franca in the gray trunks. This fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds in the featherweight division. Measuring. Both of these featherweights just kind of getting a sense of distance right now.
Ooh, good job by Soares. That leaping left hook just got behind the guard there. Now he's in on the clinch, landed some knees here. But you've got to expect he's looking for an opportunity to be able to change levels and get this fight down to the mat.
And you know, both of these featherweights had to have heard all the commotion with Rafael Alves knocking out Felipe Douglas.
And there he is. Good job by Soares. Getting that body lock, able to slide back behind, elevate his opponent's hips, and get him down to the mat. And now he's looking to work for that submission.
And you can hear the chant of "Let's go, Jason, let's go." Matt Serra bobbing his head along with it. Who said Serra doesn't have rhythm?
Not me. I definitely did.
I'm not saying anything.
And who's going to say that to his face?
Not me. Oh, man. It's been a fun night. If I don't have a chance, thank you, Kamaru Usman. Really.
It's been a great
an honor, brother.
Great night of fights here.
Your fight against T. Wood was so inspirational. It was, I think you probably got a lot of new cats into the sport with that, just showing, from the very beginning, you can work your way up to the championship of the world.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things for me to where when I got in, when I made that decision to switch to MMA, that had one thing on my mind, and that was the belt. I didn't know exactly how I was going to do it, but I knew that I was going to put in work, and slowly but surely I was going to get to the top. I never wavered from that, and eventually I kept chipping away at it, and I got there.
I see you on the speaking circuit someday, maybe like after retirement or something, because there was some sort of discipline that you applied that was just like you never ever took your eye off the ball. What the goal was?
No.
Anyway,
as we go here,
back to the
Soares,
championship fight.
Yeah, Soares has done a good job of getting that takedown. He's staying in the guard. It's something that he likes to do. He likes to work in the guard. And he's landing strikes. He's starting to pepper his opponent and kind of start to break him down slowly. And you see him there with the can opener and start to just kind of crank on his opponent's neck. But his opponent's doing a good job himself on bottom. He's working. He's landing strikes. It is not just what I would like to see him do is open up that guard and try to get up, as opposed to just keep it locked and stay here and keep getting beat up.
Right. Franca's doing a good job, though. I mean, he's hanging in there. He knew this was a big risk, but it was also a big opportunity. With big risk comes big opportunity, and he jumped on it. And you know, the whole MMA world down here in South Florida is paying him props for taking this on short notice. So far, making a good show for himself.
Oh yeah, I mean, this was an opportunity you couldn't pass up. For one, you're fighting a guy that's undefeated. Two, he's the featherweight champion.
Watch the eye with
Three,
the finger.
there's someone in the building tonight that could put you in the seat in that position where you want to be at that next level. So this was a no-brainer. And for guys like this, these are guys that continue to work. These are guys that stay in the gym and make sure that they're always in shape. And you know, it's an easy call when you get that call. Hey, we've got someone for you to fight, and he happens to be the champion. That's an easy yes.
Life-changing opportunity. Must be nice when Dana comes. This must be fun for Dana. Comes. It's not, you know, it's not like typical grind work. You come and hey, I'm going to watch some fights, see who I like. It's got to be fun. It makes me think of that Mel Brooks movie. It's good to be the king. 10 seconds to go in the opener. It's been a Jason Soares round, but not any damage taken by Franca. So that in and of itself could be considered a win for Franca. And who knows what the second round might bring.
Yeah, he didn't necessarily take a lot of damage, but Soares did do some good work in there. He landed some big body shots all through that round. And these are shots that will slowly start to wear down your opponent and take the fight out of them.
Franca looks good. He looks in good spirits. Soares, conversely, looks very serious, very focused. Franca getting his in-between round adjustments from Team Conan Silveira and his brother Anderson Franca. Franca coming off a couple of wins to Manassas Dos Santos and Andre Bernardo leading into this fight. And Jason Soares coming off a big KO win over Caio Uruguay. Here we go, round number 2. This outside leg kick there by the specimen. Trying to drag Franca down, does successfully.
Soares does. He gets a takedown, but now he's caught in here in the guillotine.
Interesting.
And he's doing a good job of sitting up and now letting his Franca really lean back and get his back on the mat. Oh, and that looks tight. That looks tight. That looks really tight there. Soares is doing a good job of staying calm.
Pulls his head out. That was sheer determination. Sheer determination. Franca was squeezing so hard, the blood started speeding up out of the cut on Soares' face, just from the pressure. Franca doing a good job of threatening from his back and also keeping Soares from posturing up and raining down too much damage. But I like how he's active, throwing the elbows, he's moving, he's got an active guard off his back.
Absolutely, and that, you know, you have to kind of do that. If you don't open up and pressure up, if you don't open up that guard and look to dig in an underhook and get back up to your feet, this could happen.
Boo birds are starting to come out. Not sure what they're upset about.
I think they want to see some violence.
Well, we did come to an MMA fight. I guess that's a safe guess. 2.5 minutes to go here in round number 2. And I'm combing through my card here to pick some of my faves. I like the Mark Stevens knockout over Cordius Stitt earlier tonight. And my boy Matthew Wagee coming up with the win. I think he's due for a UFC contract. I'm going to mark down all my guys and go over to Dana and say, here's my picks.
I'm anxious to see what he does with that list.
Oh, yeah, I could take a guess. The Andreas Mihailidis KO over Marcel Fortuna, much to the disagreement of the Fortuna team. They really let the referee have it on that one. And upon watching that, Fortuna, seasoned guy, and he didn't, I think you could let that go a little longer.
Yeah, I think you could have let it go a little longer, but, for the referee's defense, when you're kind of face down and your opponent is landing strikes, the referee doesn't know how hurt you are at that point. You can't, because you're not showing him. He doesn't know how hurt you are. He doesn't know how much in danger you are. So his job is to go in there and protect you and make sure that you don't take any unnecessary strikes. But I would have liked to see that one continue a little bit more because Fortuna is a veteran.
Yeah, you want to be able to make the adjustment. You hope the referees have enough experience to, recognize it's a 24-9 Brazilian versus, a 1-4. Ami guy coming in there, not able to, weather the storm as well as a seasoned veteran can weather a storm.
I agree.
Yeah, I'd be okay with the stand-up at this point. This has been the same thing for 2 or 3 minutes now.
Yes, I believe so. If you're just kind of staying in the guard, you're not really threatening, and those shots aren't really damaging shots that are going to get you out of the fights. Yeah, I think at this point you got to look to stand the fight back up.
Russ Greenberg being very generous with the combatants with no improved position for the majority of the round. Russ just seems content to let them kind of...
Especially when the guy's working on his back as well. He's not really taking a ton of damage.
Right. Exactly.
Round, let it go. No more strikes.
Who would you have picked if you're Dana? Who would you have gone with tonight?
Oh my God! I mean, just what Alves just did. I mean, come on. He comes out doing backflips before the fight even started, and so as we take a look at the replay here, you see Soares doing what he does best, pressuring in, going in for that takedown, but it's actually his opponent, Franca, that pulls guard on the guillotine choke. And that's something that I really don't like. I don't like a fighter to pull guard and put yourself in a bad position. But for Franca, right now, you got to keep this fight standing. But Soares, continue doing what you're doing, getting the takedown, and keep winning each round.
Fight you ready. I'm good.
But at some point, Soares is going to have to do something to let the big boss man here know that, hey, I'm the talent. I'm the guy you need to sign to put in that to bring up to that next level.
These fighter adjustments brought to you by Dynamic Wellness.
Oh,
nice knee.